I must thank you all that have made it here this afternoon to this venue despite the inconsistent and adverse weather conditions experienced in the past few days. This afternoon session will last until tonight. Provides an opportunity for me and my team of officials to meet all of you who may have any complaints and queries on Itaukei land leases and sugar industry, and any other related Itaukei issues. The session also intends to seek views and suggestions on how stakeholders from the sugar industry with Itaukei landowners and sugarcane farmers can all work together in a coordinated and structured approach to ensure sufficient lands are made available for sugarcane farming, at the same time pushing our productivity levels within the sugar industry. The team that I have here this afternoon includes the Ministry of Sugar, officials from sugar industry stakeholders, the Itaukei Land Trust Board, the Ministry of Itaukei Affairs, the Itaukei Affairs Board, and all other related agencies from not only government but also from other statutory bodies. Apart from the above, we are also here to reach out and create that visibility despite the adverse weather conditions, to also hear from you as our stakeholders and customers any relevant suggestions for improvements on service deliveries that may assist us to serve you better in terms of good land management, renewal of land leases, and also better approaches and avenues to also boost sugarcane productivity towards the revitalization of Fiji sugar industry. The government has been pumping in a lot of assistance to the sugar industry with the intention to support the livelihoods of more than 200,000 Fijians who have a passion to revitalize the sugar sector that was once a backbone of Fiji's economy. Having said this, Governor continues to support. You will have read the papers today. The Cebu initiative set up specifically in 2010 by my government to assist both farmers in the renewal of the agricultural leases, at the same time providing incentives to landowners to give their unutilized land for leasing should they not be able to utilize them. In line with above, government as of yesterday released a payment of 3.72 million as a Cebu payment to the Itaukei Land Trust Board to be distributed to a total of 1,479 land owning units at the Wusa, Matangali, and Toka level who have given the consent to renew agricultural leases under the Cebu initiative. In addition to this, the payment also benefited a total of 138,899 individual land owning unit members who have individual bank accounts who will also have a share from the Cebu funds. Since 2010, my government has paid out more than $50 million to this facility that has directly had an impact on the renewal rate of agricultural leases from a rate of 47% way back in 2010 to over 80% now as of December 2017. The TLTB, as part of its proactive approach on addressing expiring of leases in 2017, has issued early expiry notice to 1,056 leases that would be expiring in the next 5 years. It has also commenced early consultations with more than 950 land-owning units throughout Fiji to seek their consent for the renewal of leases to sitting tenants. So there may be some slight difference to the area to be leased out under the new lease terms and conditions. It is hoped that this will address a lot lease queries and complaints, and will also provide security of tenure to existing farmers and tenants that wish to continue to lease land for sugarcane farming and for other economic activities. The Cebu program has been an empowering program for both farmers and landowners. My government continues to encourage landowners, those of you landowners, to lease out your land, your unutilized land. It also reassures landowners that their rights as Tokay landowners are well protected in the Constitution of Fiji. The only issue that needs to be discussed openly and objectively is the notion of accessibility to utilized land and how best it can be worked out to the best productive use, such that the landowners can get a share from its use and the land is put to best use to generate some form of economic activity that will contribute positively to the growth of the Fijian economy. It is also pleasing to note that the Tokay Land Trust Board in 2017 had issued 2,100 new leases of different categories to tenants. From the current 40,000 leases lease portfolio it maintains, it collected and distributed 73 million trust income for the landowners. 73 million. Further to this, under this government, equal rent distribution policy put into effect from late 2015, a total of 38,600 Tokay landowners under the age of 18 years with total funds of 33.6 million being saved in their individual savings account for their future, and their shares will be paid to them when they turn 18 years. Ladies and gentlemen, the interest of Tokay land from all different stakeholders continues to increase. This is a positive sign of confidence that all stakeholders and investors have to use unutilized land to drive different activities of growth within the economy. To make Tokay land more attractive and enhance confidence and security to tenants that wish to do long-term commercial agriculture, the TLTB have also issued long-term commercial agriculture leases. While this lease product is made available in the market, these longer-term leases are issued under a proper due diligence process has been undertaken in consultation with the landowners to assess that their future land requirements, and also that it corresponds to equitable benefits for the landowners. There is a need to strike a balance between accessibility to land with the future needs of Tokay landowners. This is undertaken by TLTB through a reservation of land process, where the TLTB board can set aside a portion of their various holdings as a reserve for their future generations and not to be leased out. In 2017, the board did set aside 2,016 hectares of land to 13 landowning units that applied through this process. It may be also worth noting that as part of its trusteeship role, TLTB has facilitated the return of Schedule A and Schedule B lands to the Tokay landowners who need them. The allotment process of the Schedule A and B lands are undertaken through proper due diligence process, where it took a slow start since 2003. This process has now been fast-tracked and is nearing completion. Out of the 1,100 parcels of Schedule A lands, TLTB has already allotted 1,074 parcels of 95% to landowning units. For Schedule B lands, out of the 304 parcels of land, TLTB has already allotted 265 or 87%. The facilitation of this process has led to more Tokay lands that used to be held under the Crown with government prior to 2003 has now been reverted back to Tokay landowners. This also implies that if existing leases were in those reverted parcels of Schedule A and Schedule B, the lease monies would now be transferred to the allotted land owning units. This is a positive development for landowners and would also mean more lease monies and more land for the Tauke, and also more land for sugarcane farming and other developments, depending on the best land use available for that particular area. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, that through this consultation this afternoon, you will be able to have most of your views clarified and complaints responded to. The officials from the various departments and statutory bodies dealing with sugar industry issues, Itauke land, Itauke welfare, and other general concerns can be raised and be dealt with instantly. Please make yourself feel comfortable as you access services that are available from the team this afternoon. And most of the government officials are lined up on both sides of the hall. Thank you. Now,